Karanam Vande Pannakabhushanam Sisitharam Vande Vasunam Patim Vande Surya Shashanka Vandinayanam Vande Mukunda Priyam Vande Bhaktajana Asrayam Chavaradam Vande Bhaktajana Asrayam Chavaradam Vande Sivam Shankaram. Friends, purity is power. Impurity is perilous, dangerous, infectious, sickly. It is harmful. The greatest power on earth is purity, purity, purity. Swami Vivekananda, throughout his lectures, he harped upon the single word repeatedly: purity, purity, purity. And Sri Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita tells, Bahavo Jnana Tapasa Puta. Jnana, knowledge, tapas, sadhana, austerity, and puta is purity. All the tapas will be useless if there is no purity. All the knowledge will be useless if there is no purity. In this great country, there are people who have fallen from the heights of glory to the depths of degradation because they have not been pure. Similarly, there are people who have done great tapasya. They have attained extraordinary powers, but from the heights of glory, they too have fallen to the depths of degradation because they have not been able to be pure. Ravana is a man of extraordinary tapasya. He has fallen. And you find several scholars, pandits, falling from the heights. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa has no respect for scholars. He has no respect for pandits because these scholars, pandits, fly high in their scholastic wisdom, but their eyes are impure. They will be searching for the carrion below, the dead corpse or a dog on below. They are money-minded. Commercialization pollutes scholarship. Impurities of the mind pollute the greatest tapas. Great people have fallen, and we do not remember them, we scold them, we curse them. They are not the models because they are not pure. Even today we hesitate to talk to a sadhu in private. We do not know his mind. He may be corrupt. He may not have character. He may be impure. On the stage, in the public broad light, a man may appear to be good, kind, pure. So also a woman. It is the privacy that makes us know what purity the person has. Swami Vivekananda, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, and our own scriptures harp upon, repeatedly speak about the importance of purity. If the Britisher is scared of the Indian greatness, it is because of India's purity. As symbolized, as signified, as personified in Mahatma Gandhi, man of purity. A person of character can shake the world. When the British judge was seated, when Mahatma Gandhi was being brought to the court hall to be tried as an accused, he was a prisoner. And for the mistakes, lapses on his part, he was being produced in the court hall, and the man of character, Mahatma Gandhi, was entering with his shaven head, with his bespectacled mouth, nose, with his walking stick hitting the wooden surface, with a pocket watch hanging from his waist. with the live cloth. That puny creature, that puny gentleman Mahatma Gandhi was entering. The first person to stand and worship Gandhiji was the British judge. Character shapes the world. And that character is purity. And that purity is the basis of Sri Krishna. On the sixth day, Sri Krishna was born. It was only 6 days, a small child, baby. And we find Putana coming to kill him. And when Putana entered the house, entered his room, Sri Krishna looked at her. He squeezed her. She came with arsenic applied to her milking parts. Sri Krishna scratched a little. Her own poison entered into her own body and she died. It's the story we get in Bhagavad. What is Putana? Puta means purity. Putana means impurity. When you add a na, it is a negative. When that negative is added, it is impurity. When the tender child is present, pure atmosphere is needed. Any infection is likely to harm the health of the child. Similarly, old people have to be very, very careful with water. Pure water we want, pure air we want, pure atmosphere we want, pure food we want. Contaminated petrol is dangerous to the machine. Pure petrol, pure diesel are needed. Everywhere purity, purity, purity. When we seek purity everywhere, is not it necessary that we expect pure mind, pure body? At the time of marriage, is it wrong if the boy expects the girl to be pure in body, in mind, in intellect? Similarly, the girl expects the boy to be pure. The entire country, India, is on the bedrock, on foundation of purity. Entire scriptural heritage of this country is built on the foundation of purity. Sri Krishna's entire future is based on that single exercise. He killed the impurity. He removed the impurity, and Putana is symbolic of impurity. Putana word means impurity. Puta means purity. When you add a na, it means impurity. Impurities come to trouble us in the mind. Patanjali therefore speaks of Shaucha. Shaucha is purity, Suchi, Shubhram, Parishubhram. Everywhere, everything is to be clean and tidy. It should be hygienic at the physical level. It should be tranquility at the mental level. It should be very pure at the intellectual level. The purity is the basis of complete Yoga Shastra. And our country has very high standards of purity. When a girl is beautiful, the man looks at her pure mind. Beauty is temporary, purity is permanent. The beauty fades away, purity remains forever. At the time of marriage, the expectation of the bridegroom is purity in the girl. The expectation of the girl in the boy is purity, and when we come to a public place, we expect others to be pure in body, mind. The opposite deception. An impure mind deceives. An impure mind tells lies. We are in a dangerous situation. Thieves are impure. Dacoits are impure. When impurity is present, it is dangerous at every level, physical level. And therefore, from times immemorial, we find everybody expecting purity. Dushyavan, a king, went to the forest. There he found a beautiful ashram, and that ashram purity was very, very enchanting. He was immediately elevated to ethereal heights on account of the pure atmosphere. That is the experience in Prashanti Kutir. You go to the cities, it is impure everywhere. When we come to Prashanti Kutir, the pure air, pure water, pure surroundings, they enthrall us, they elevate us, they give us solace. It is all soothing. This Dushyaman went to the forest, saw the ashram. That ashram atmosphere enticed him. There he found a very beautiful girl without ornaments, natural beauty. She was only having flowers round her neck, on the head as bracelets. Very simple clothing she had, covering her entire body, and she had the bright eyes. Beyond the eyes, Dushyaman looked and said, "Ah, Sabash! Very pure girl," he says. Not a beautiful girl. Anagrata Pushpa. The girl is not yet smelt. The girl is not yet touched by anybody. The girl has the purity in the body, purity in the mind. It is that purity which has attracted the attention of Dushyaman, and he fell in love with her. Any man or woman is to shine only when there is purity, and that purity is the basis of yoga. Whatever practices we make in yoga, they are likely to fizzle out. They are likely to fade away. They are likely to be of no use if the basic purity is not maintained. Renuka, the wife of Jamadagiri, she used to go to the river and she would take bath. After bathing, she would collect the wet grass, sand, granules, particles, and with that she would make a pot. In that pot, she would collect the water, and that water she would bring for the use in the ashram. One day, she went to the river. A little away, there was a king with his wives enjoying the Jalakrida sports in the water. They were semi-naked, enjoying the bodily pleasures. This Renuka looked at them, got diverted, got her mind polluted, contaminated, and she had spent a little time looking at the sport. After that, she took a bath, came to the sand granules. She tried to make a pot. She could not. Purity is lost. As long as she was pure in mind, she was able to make a pot out of wet sand, and she would collect the water in it. Renu means particle. Renuka means smaller particle. Gulika means small pill. Chandra is moon. Chandrika is small moon. When you add ka, it means it is small. Renuka means small particles. Mind has such small particles. If they are kept pure, if they are kept clean, they will be in a position to concentrate and hold God in it. When she was collecting water in the pot made by the particles, it means she had the power of concentration. How is it we are unable to see God? There is impurity. That impure mind is incapacitated to hold God. That impure mind is incapacitated to concentrate. Impure mind is unable to meditate. For the meditation, for the concentration, for devotion, for the acquisition of knowledge, the basic necessity is purity. and that purity is given top priority, and that comes because of Jamadagni. Jama is Yama Agni. Jamadagni means fire of discipline. Very strict discipline in time, in place and in procedure. When we follow the procedure very well, when we observe the time very well, when we are capable of maintaining the discipline of a place, mind will be always under control and it will be always pure, and with the pure mind we can do wonders. Prashanti Kutir is meant for yoga. Yoga is built on purity. Purity is nothing but character. Character building is possible only when there is discipline. People belonging to Prashanti Kutir, people visiting Prashanti Kutir are expected to be disciplined so that they have excellent pure body, mind, intellect, equipment, and that is character. Sri Krishna Paramatma was able to be very powerful because he maintained his purity everywhere. He killed Putana and he became pure. He maintained that purity, purity of mind, purity of heart, purity of body, purity of atmosphere. These are the need of the hour. May we all, by the grace of God Almighty, maintain that purity, acquire that character. May we meditate on Lord Krishna.